everyone, welcome back to Trees and Turtles. My name's Imogen. In today's video we are going to be exploring the historic city of Tallinn in Estonia, and if you are new to my channel you might not know that I am doing a series of Europe vlogs where I'm traveling around Europe to various cities. And yes, today we are in Estonia, so if you're not already subscribed, make sure to do that. Give this video a big thumbs up. Watch my previous Europe videos, which are all up on my channel. Give me a follow on Instagram, and let's get into the video. So I arrived, I got off the plane, obviously, and the first thing that we're going to do is explore the old town. So I have a very cool gate to show you. Let me show you. So this is the Viru Gate. It was built in the 1300s and it marks the entrance to the old town. And yeah, as you can see, we just have two sort of big watchtowers up here, and then the historic city walls. And then over here we have a flower market, which is really cool. And yeah, just people selling a bunch of flowers. So yes, this is the Viru Gate, and we're going to go take a look at the old town, because this is like one of the things that I saw when I looked on TripAdvisor, and I thought I got to see this. So here we are. Look at that. Okay, so here we are in Platz, which is the main square, and this is Tallinn Town Hall. Now, unfortunately, there's scaffolding on it, which I was not able to predict, but you get the general gist. This has been around since the 13th century as well. Sorry, 1300s rather. Two different things. And I'm going to give you a 360 because this is a really cute little town square. Obviously, you can see there's a bunch of restaurants, shops. This is intriguingly a wine library, which I'm assuming just means it's a big wine cellar. And yeah, more restaurants over here. But again, the architecture is great. Like this reminds me a lot of Prague in some ways, with the sort of the colourful buildings and then the centerpiece, the town hall. And yeah, the town hall obviously is still an active venue and holds events and so on and so forth. And yeah, it looks like it's undergoing some refurbishment. If you note as well, the flags up here, very cute. And the brickwork, I really like the brickwork. I'm a big fan of architecture. If you've like watched a lot of my vlogs, then you will know that I go on about architecture a lot. Even though I don't know very much about it, I just like to go and look at it. So yeah, I like the architecture, I like the bell tower. I can't quite see if there is a bell up there, there probably is. Anyway, so yes, this is Tallinn Town Hall and the main square. Okay, one quick note, one thing I forgot to mention is that apparently this is one of the best preserved Gothic town halls in Europe. So if you are a fan of Gothic architecture, this is a must-see. Little footnote there. It's the entrance to St. Catherine's Passage. Now this is a sort of medieval-esque, medieval passage where trade occurred, and you can see a bunch of tombstones. So we are just going to go on inside, and ooh, tunnel vibes. But yeah, you can generally, if you can hear the echo on the video, I'm not surprised because it is echoing very much. But yes, so this is a very historical part of the old town, named after St. Catherine, obviously, and again, full of a lot of shops, also full of a lot of history, and the architecture again, that's pretty cool, right? Now this section is about the tombstones linked to the Dominican order, out of which Saint Catherine is a part and patron, and you can see the detailing on these is really quite fine. Even though they're so old, they are like amazingly well preserved, and the whole thing is just kind of really vibey. There's no other way to describe it. It is, okay, atmospheric. Atmospheric is the word I'm looking for. And there's the other end of it, and we come out into the you can see the town walls again up there. There you go. So that is a cute little passage there. Again, more town walls. The architecture here is like, it is so atmospheric. One thing that I really want to emphasize here, I mean, as if I haven't already, is just how charming the streets are, just randomly. I mean, they have cobblestones and flags, and okay, like, I'm aware that I'm from Cambridge, for those of you who are new here, and obviously that is very charming and historic, but every time I go somewhere new, and I'm just like, oh wow. I think it's charming and historic in a different way. Every city is unique, although sometimes they have commonalities, like I said earlier, this kind of reminds me of Prague a little bit, but yeah, there's always something unique about every new city, and it's exciting to find out what that is. So here we are at the top of a hill, which I've just walked up. Yes. This is part of the Bastion Passages Museum. Now this was a defensive tower, which is attached to a bunch of tunnels, and yeah, like I mentioned, it used to be part of the city's defences, but it has been renovated into a museum and preserved for future generations. Isn't that cool? Here's a slightly different perspective from the base looking up. Sorry about that squeaking noise, that is a flag up there. There is a cannon. So this tower is from the 15th century, which is a little bit younger than the rest of the city, but yeah, still pretty ancient, definitely older than me. And yeah, it is a stunning landmark. I mean, I obviously, like, I've travelled a fair bit, but this is pretty cool. I've climbed all the way to the top of Tumpea Hill, which is apparently the hill in the city with the best views, and this is the Alexander Nevsky Cathedral. Now, if you watch my If you watch my Bulgaria vlog, you will know that there is also a St. Alexander Nevsky Cathedral in Sofia. So clearly, this Alexander dude is kind of a big deal. Anyway, this is an Orthodox cathedral, and as you can see, it's got the kind of typical dome structure up here, which I was so charmed by in Bulgaria as well. And it's got these golden frescoes as well of the saints, which again, the detail on these, my camera is not doing it justice, but the detail on these is amazing, genuinely stunning. Now, I did look this up, and you're not allowed to film inside, but I thought I would give you like an appreciation of the outside, because this is really, like, the detail on it. It's architecturally, again, I know I'm going on about architecture, but it is a masterpiece. So that's like the main thing that I wanted to show you up here, but also there is a pink building. And why would I not show you that? It's pink. So yes, cathedral, pink building. This is Tumpea Hill, and I'm going to give you a 360 because look at that. Ah, so good. Okay, so the next thing I want to show you is a little different. This is one of the biggest markets, and it is just full of things that I want to go and see. So, like, I love markets, and I just think they give you a great insight into the sort of cultural atmosphere of a place. So we are going to go and look at this big, beautiful market, which is sort of semi-open air, semi-covered. Anyway, let's just go and see what this is all about. So we got fruit and veg, as you might expect. Wow, look at those strawberries. They are huge. Got some handicrafts over here, and again, damn, those strawberries. We've got some plants and a cafe. And this place goes on for a while, apparently. So yes, it looks like to be full of food and things to buy, which is kind of what you'd imagine from a market, really. This bit's a fish hall, so all sorts of fish you can see here, and even big dried ones over here. That is a larger fish than I have seen for a while. Actually, is that here they really have a culture of like health food, not necessarily like, I don't know, I noticed it when I arrived in the airport, and everything was like fresh fruit and veg, even in like the sort of fast food areas, and the same very much seems to be true here. As you can see, they seem to be like, it seems to be a sort of very health focused culture, and I love that, because if you guys have been watching for a while, you'll be aware that I'm trying to, like, last year I started trying to like eat better and healthier and work out more, and I don't know, I feel like I could live here. It just seems to be very sort of geared towards just taking care of yourself, and also all of this is just like really cool to see. They've even got like local honey over here. Look at this, a whole stack of that. Isn't that cool? That is so cool. I've also found this marzipan shop, and look, they've got little figures, which are like little story figures. There's a squirrel, and they've got a whole selection of marzipan, which is so cool. I guess this must be I don't know, is this a Tallinn thing? Marzipan? I'm not sure, but anyway, I'm gonna get some because it looks so tasty. Now, I am entirely aware that I just went off on a rant about how much I like healthy eating, and then I went straight to the sweet shop. We're going to ignore that contradiction because I wanted to try something that was kind of like, I don't know, that is from here. So I'm gonna give it a go. I know I like marzipan, but hopefully Estonian marzipan is awesome. I'm sure it will be. Let's give it a go. So this is what it looks like. Let's give it a go. Yep, that is really good. This one is kind of like infused with brandy a little bit. So that's what it looks like inside. It's very tasty. It's not too sweet. Sometimes something that's a problem with marzipan is like it can be too sweet. But I think the chocolate balances it out quite nicely because the chocolate's quite dark. I like that. That's really good. This was a hit with me. There's also a whole upstairs section just for antiques. So if fruit and veg and marzipan is not your jam, maybe old books are. Or could I interest you in some glassware? Or how about a badge? Or many badges. There's also some paintings and mirrors. Hi. But yeah, this whole section upstairs is just devoted to antiques, which is really cool. You can see a sort of 1,000 lives lived here. So I massively enjoyed the market. They have, on the upper level, they have a little seating area with like sofas and stuff that you can just chill in. The bathrooms are also free and they're pretty well maintained, so I highly recommend this spot. Really had a great time. The marzipan was 10 out of 10, very nice. The next thing that we're going to go and look at is St. Olaf's Church. So here it is, St. Olaf's Church. This one's actually a Baptist church, not Orthodox. It doesn't have a dome, instead it has a spire. And the tower is actually 124 meters tall. And it was built in the 14th century and it's been struck by lightning, fun fact, several times and has survived all the strikes. So there you go, St. Olaf's Church. Let's take a closer look. Okay, here's a better look, slightly more up close. You can really get a sense of scale. So as I mentioned, the tower is 124 meters tall. I am 1.6 meters tall. So this is 77 and a half of me. It's tall, it's tall. There's a cat, there's a cat, there's a cat, look, there's a cat. Hi there. Hi. Oh my god, look at you, aren't you pretty? Psst, 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 psst. Hi there. Hi. Psst, 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 psst. Look at you. Wow. Look at your tail. You are so pretty. Do you want to say hi? Oh yeah, look at you. So friendly. Oh, you're such a pretty colour. Guys, I'm sorry. Every time I see a cat, I have to stop. Hello. Hello. You're so friendly. Yes, that's it. Big stretch. Big stretch. That is a good idea. It is nice to meet you, random cat. I'm just walking back through the centre, through the old town, and I noticed this. This is the Holy Spirit Church, which is Lutheran, and it has this very cool clock. I know I said earlier that it reminds me of Prague a little bit here, and this also reminds me of Prague. I mean, obviously, cities can have clocks without being the same city, but I really like this clock. It is a cool clock. It immediately caught my eye, and I thought, damn, I've got to stop and put this in the video. Hi, so I've made it back to my starting point, as you can see behind me, and I felt like this was a good sort of moment to like end the video on, because I'm going to go to the bus station and get my bus to Riga, which is the next city that I will be vlogging. Sorry, my brain is like a bit slowing down, so I thought I'd just give my impressions on Tallinn, and yeah, I really like the city. It's probably one of the most medieval, one of the cities with the most medieval history that I've been to, for sure. And I really liked the sort of unhurried pace of it. Like a lot of cities, you feel a little bit hustled, a little bit rushed. I didn't feel like that at all here, which I think is a really good indicator. I felt safe. I feel like I'm jinxing it by saying this now, but I felt safe and I really enjoyed myself, and I think taking these things at like a slightly more leisurely pace than I did last year, definitely a life hack. You should definitely do that. I know it's looked sunny, but it has been cold, so even in May, if you are planning on visiting, bring a jacket, okay? Bring a jacket because you will be cold otherwise. But it's a wonderful city. I genuinely think I could live here. And yeah, that is all for this video. If you liked it, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Follow me on Instagram, subscribe obviously, and I will see you in the next city. All right, one last look at the towers. That's the end of this video, guys. Bye.